What else? I mean, Scotty's one of my best mates, so just seeing him like just be a goofball like me, that just makes me happy.
Yeah, that's great. And well, look, we had a ton of fun making that commercial with you, and I hope we get to do more of it. So, crypto markets are going through a ton of volatility over the last few months, and one of the interesting things about phenomenal athletes like yourself is the amount of training, the physical conditioning and mental conditioning you guys go through to achieve greatness on the track, off the track. Can you tell us a little bit about that process that you go through and how people in this room who are actually experiencing volatility and looking at their portfolios in the markets, experiencing sort of the movement, how they should sort of handle their emotions and the changes? How can they learn from athletes like you and bring some of that thinking into their trading and investing behavior?
Yes, something that all athletes deal with is ups and downs, highs and lows, and I think what's important is to certainly, like you want to enjoy the highs, but it's, I feel like you try to teach yourself, never to get too high and therefore never to get too low, try to stay balanced, and I think also have like long-term vision. Everyone's like me, I want to win tomorrow, I want to win every day I compete, but I know if I put the work in, if I train, I do meditation, all these things which help me like to complete myself as an athlete and an individual. I know that win will be around the corner, or that high is going to come around soon, but it's also very easy to, as you mentioned the word, like emotional. We all get emotional, and just knowing not to make any emotional decisions or anything that could have let's say, an effect in the long term by making a quick emotional decision. Because it's like if your state of mind's not there, then it's like, okay, take a break, get away from it, and come back in 30 minutes.
Yeah. So when it comes to meditation or mindfulness, can you tell us a little bit about what you found as really effective techniques when you're going from one race to another, and sort of like there's just so much exposure to media and press and questions, and you're really trying to keep calm and really stay within the zone. What actually helps you? Like, is there anything you can share with us and the rest of the audience that you really like about meditating or just mindfulness?
Yeah, everyone, I mean, and for sure, like, the older you get, it's like the more, I feel like the more, in a way, it's kind of like the busier life gets, like the more distractions you have, the more responsibilities you have, so to kind of invest time in yourself becomes, a little more tricky. So it's just being disciplined and giving yourself time, and it's simply a time of being a little bit selfish and saying, oh, I need this hour today to just have my own space, whether that's do a form of meditation, whether that's listen to a podcast, do some stretching, go for a massage. Like it's these little things which even at times might feel like little luxuries, but it all helps. And I think everyone needs to just have that time to reflect. When you're with a group of people or with friends, it's great, but you don't get like really much reflection time. And I think just being forced to give yourself that space, you kind of go a little bit deep. And I get it when I go training. Sometimes I like to go for a run by myself, and there's just so much like internal dialogue, and it's cleansing. So having some alone time, I think, is important.
Danny, you've had this amazing, phenomenal career. Through your journey, when was it that it really became clear to you that you had to really focus hard, not just on physical training, but again, coming back to mindfulness? When was that sort of moment where you said, I must incorporate meditation and mindfulness in my overall training routine?
It was like my, I guess, breakthrough year in 2014. I was, let's say I got my big promotion. So at the time that was with Red Bull Racing, and I was going up against Sebastian Vettel, who just won 4 world titles in a row. And that's intimidating, and it's, of course you come through, there's little questions obviously at the bottom of your head, a bit of self-doubt, or do I belong here, am I good enough, and this and that, and that's where it was so important for me to to just kind of go back to the basics and, you know, if you put the work in, sometimes that's all you need to tell yourself, that's all you need to remind yourself is, no, I belong here, you know, I've worked however many years to get to this point. I do deserve this opportunity, and I'm going to look myself in the mirror and know that I put the work in, and it's not luck, it's not a fluke. So yeah, I think when you have is it the backboard? What am I trying to say? Yeah, let's say that board of hard work that you put in and that time and the hours, like if you know that you put that in, then there shouldn't be any doubts or questions. So that's it's more just kind of simply going back to those moments that you know you put in, the sacrifices or the choices you made that you know earned you that position.
Now I remember you got into crypto last year. We started talking about it, and you've certainly been part of the market volatility, going from $27,000 for a Bitcoin price all the way up to 60,000. Now seeing it hover around 18, 19,000. Are you using some of your sort of techniques that you use on the track to think about your portfolio? Is it really freaking you out, or you're really just taking exactly the way you think on the track and looking at your portfolio that day? I know we were talking about this. I'd love for you to share anything you can about how you're looking at your portfolio and how you see the current markets.
Yes, I mean, look, for a race, it's sometimes being, and I think going back to like racing analogies or things that I do there is a lot of parallels, and you know, having how do I say, like in a race, I think I lost my train of thought, but you know, like being impatient or you know, going for, I mean, it's a long race here. It's 60 laps, something. It's like, what if you make, you know, if someone overtakes me lap 3, and that frustrates me, that gets to me, I get emotional, and then I go and do a silly move to try and get that position back to recover quickly, it could end my race. And you know, the vision, I mean, there's another 50 something laps, you know, if I calculate, if we strategize, there's an opportunity to get that position back. So it's kind of having, probably going back to like just having a long-term vision, and the checkered flag is a lot further away than some people think, I guess. So for sure, decisions you make along the way will, you know, help or be crucial at times, but it's not, I wouldn't act on impulse. I just have that kind of long-term vision ultimately, and sometimes, you know, I kind of use the thing like, sometimes you need to take one step back to go 2 forward, and you might not see it right in front of you at the time, but if you kind of just have patience and long-term vision, I think it'll all make sense.
That's great. I think that's what we teach or educate our investors and community members on OKX, is to really take a long-term view. Don't think short-term. Think about a trade that you will mature over a period of time, and stay true to the fundamentals and the reason why you actually entered the market in the first place. Market movement happens all the time, whether it's equities or what have you. But it's really important to stay true to your fundamentals. So, transitioning over from crypto to, let's go back to our livery that we've announced yesterday, and people are going to get to see on the track this weekend. This was so fun to create with McLaren and you. How excited are you about it, and what's special about the livery for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I see a lot of McLaren hats in here, so I think it's going to be many of you excited to see it. And I mean, in simple, you know, I'm very excited to see the livery under the lights. You know, there's those flashes of neon, and I think it's really going to pop. You know, Singapore is such a unique Grand Prix for us. Just racing through the city and having, as a spectacle, it's so awesome. Obviously from the outside, but also from inside the car. You know, we're driving at the speeds we do through corners, through the buildings, and it's kind of just like an array of flashing lights. Is the race for us. So I think the livery is going to be awesome, as I touched on the neon. And yeah, I'll see it in the flesh tomorrow for the first time.
So it's a nighttime race. Do you think it's actually going to glow and reflect on the track, and people are really going to be able to identify the McLaren birdies?
Yeah. Hopefully it kind of blinds some of our opponents as they get close to us. It's too bright, and I can't overtake. So yeah, as long as we qualify well, I think we'll be good.
So are we really the first crypto company to have designed a livery with a Formula One team?
Yeah.
Isn't that exciting? You know, the fun part was actually working with Danny and the Formula One team, the McLaren team, and designing it, co-designing it together. That was such a fun process, and I hope you guys get to see it at this weekend and root for Danny, of course. We're really excited that he's going to do an incredible job. No pressure.
I like pressure.
So you've been using the OKX wallet. Can you tell us a little bit about, you know, what's your experience been? Are you loving it? You know, what's been sort of your experience overall since you started to use it?
Yeah, it's been a good experience. You know, I was pretty new to this around a year ago, so I was very curious to get into it and just learn more. You know, it was one of those ones where conversation at a table. You know, everyone was talking about it, and I was like, okay, I need to be part of this conversation. And to a point where, yeah, with the OKX wallet, I was using it a little too often actually. When my team were like, right, focus more energy onto your driving side of things. Yeah. But no, it's been great, and I've got some of my mates onto it as well, and they're loving it.
So I gotta ask, when DR NFT?
It'll come. It'll come. It's a work in progress, but it is something. It's certainly that yeah, us as a team are certainly putting a lot of thought into, and let's say watch this space.
How about this? How about we just get a quick vote for people? How many people here would love to see a DR NFT?
Well, that's a
Oh, I guess you've got a ton of buyers here.
The wheels are already in motion, so good to know there'll be some interest.
There's such huge demand. No pressure. So, what's that? There you go. There you go. Good stuff. So, how do you think about crypto innovation in general? Are you liking the way the crypto industry is innovated, coming out of just trading into like other utilities and services? Is that exciting for you?
Yeah, it's exciting. I think where it's let's say where the partnership merges really well with McLaren is that McLaren as a team, but you know Formula One as well as a sport, it's you always have to be at the forefront of technology innovation. You know, if you're every race we're developing, we're evolving, and if you don't, you simply get left behind. And it's the same with OKX in your sector. It's like it's moving at such a fast rate that you just simply can't stand still. And I think that's where this partnership and relationship works, and where we can, let's say, push each other in our own sectors, basically.
Well, you're an incredible talent. We've had such fun partnering with you, not just this ad campaign, but you know, so many things that we've done over the last month. It's going to be so exciting. So I know we have a few minutes left, and I want to ask, let's address some of the questions that have come up from the audience. So I'll throw the first question at you. F1 is an innovative sport. How important is it to align with sponsors like ourselves that are involved in an innovative sector like crypto?
Yes, of course. I guess it's probably similar to what I just answered in terms of like evolving, always staying on the front foot. And I think with us as like what I would want to get across to, let's say, fans of McLaren, myself, or the sport is like the, let's say, investing responsibly. And again, going back to like long-term vision, and sure everyone wants to make a quick buck, but it's not about that. And I think that education that OKX is putting in is really, let's say, for especially the next generation, it's a smart way to go about the business.
That's great. The second question is, have you, I think we actually answered it earlier, but you know, you've used OKX yourself. You mentioned a few things that you like about the platform. Is there anything else you would point to that it really excites you about what OKX is doing in terms of innovation?
It's simply the best. Better than all the rest. Who is that? Who sings that? What's the best? Tina Turner. There you go. Let's leave it there.
Yeah. Great. Well, Danny, thank you so much. I hope everyone enjoyed the conversation with the legend, and we'll see you guys this weekend on the track. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.